Hi, welcome back to EducateTube.com. My name is Sipsky, your host. Today I'll be unboxing and installing this new router that I bought. It's called Linksys Smart Wi-Fi Router AC1750. That's the router. The reason I bought this is because we have a router that is a G. I wanted to upgrade it to an N or AC, which this one says it has ability to go up to 1300 megabits. So sounds like a very fast router, and since we have so many devices now running in the house, 4 people using it, from smartphone, tablets, computers, so it's just eating up the bandwidth, and sometimes I notice it's a bit slow. So you know, when you have a Wi-Fi that's G, it might be a little bit slower than say an N or AC, but we'll have to see. Apparently this one can handle a lot of devices, and it's supposed to be a little bit more powerful, so the signal is a bit stronger than our older router. So I'm going to try it out. Another very important feature is an ability to control with my smartphone. So I can control, you know, when to turn it on, you know, the schedule for when to turn this modem on, have a specific password for guests and individual who's using it, and also I will be able to monitor how much time is used. At least that's what it said. Okay, so I haven't tried the software yet. I'm going to do that right now, unbox it, and then install it, and then try the software on the smartphone. So let's get started. Okay, let's see what's in here. Okay, we got an instruction to install the app on your smartphone, a quick start with the I guess password. Okay, so I'm not going to show you that one. AC adapter. What is this? This is a 12 volt 3.5 amp. That used a lot of power actually. Wow. That's over oh, what was it? Over 40 watts. Okay, good to know. Didn't know it used that much electricity. There is the router itself. Wow, look at the router. Relatively thin, light, plasticky, except for this part. This, I don't know if this is plastic. I think this is plastic too. It looks kind of silvery, look like metal, but it's actually plastic as well. There we go. Looking at the back, this is where I'm gonna put the internet cable in there. This is where the AC power is gonna be placed, like that. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 Ethernet net port, and then I have the USB 1 and 2. I really don't know what's that used for, but I have to find out. Okay, so that's what it looks like, and then it comes with the CD, of course, with the software. Of course, you might have to update that online because it might be outdated. There might be a firmware update as well, and then also they provided the cable. Okay, and I think that's about it. If you look at it, it's empty. Okay, that's good. So let's install it right now. All right, this is not a software. It's just it's documentation. Okay, so it's just documentation, probably to this one. All right, but looking at the instruction, there's only 4 instruction to this. So hopefully it's quite simple. Okay, so let's plug it in. Oh man, a lot of wiring here. Here's the old modem. Yikes.
You unplugged it?
Not yet. Going to. Okay, so I'm going to replace the D-Link. See, it was a G to now an N and AC Linksys. From D-Link to Linksys. Alright, plug it in. Let's unplug this first. Where is the plug? Now, I noticed that we have this is the internet. So I'm gonna, instead of using the one that's provided, I'm just gonna hook directly to this modem, this router here. Okay, so we're gonna plug that in because this was in here. This is the internet jack, and I'm going to put that cable to this internet. like that.
Yes!
Okay, and we're gonna plug this in. Now all I have to do is follow this instruction. We did power your router. That's what I did. Number 2, I plug in the Ethernet cable to my internet. I did that. Third step is to connect wirelessly. Okay, and type in my password for each of the computer. So we'll see what happened now. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is connect to the Wi-Fi. Okay, I'm going to try my smartphone first, and I'm looking for, there we go, this is the, so what you want to do is you look at your card that's given to you, right, and then it'll mention the Wi-Fi network, and there it is. Click on that, then you type in your password. Okay, so I'm going to do that right now. Type in my password. Okay, so now once you enter your password, it will link you to this website, which is the Linksys Wifi.com, right? You'll load that up, and you say you read this, and it says I want to skip setup and configure my router manually. Okay, should I do this manually? Okay, let's just follow through. Detecting internet. Looking for updates. There's an important update for you. See, I knew it. There's an important update for your router. Okay. Update. This is a firmware update. The good news is that using your smartphone, it's able to update the firmware directly. You know, that's quite straightforward and easy. Because people nowadays use a smartphone rather than a computer with a lot of things, right? So smartphone, they're used to the interface and all that. So okay, so now once it's finished update its firmware, we can now change the default wireless network name to whatever you want. So I'm going to change it back to my old wireless network name. Okay, so I'm going to do that right now. And that's it. It's done. It's very fast. Wow, surprising. You know, I did this like 10 years ago, and it was so hard. This setup took me, I think it was less than 5 steps. So easy, straightforward. Okay. Okay, so what I think of the Linksys Smart Wi-Fi router, I would have to say right up front, 5 out of 5. So I get a score of 5 out of 5. I have never give any machine or devices, electronic gadget, anything like that, 5 out of 5. But I have to say, this is exactly what I wanted. I was delaying it. You know, I had this for 3 months. Can you believe that I have this for 3 months? And I was procrastinating on installing it into my network system because I thought it would be very hard to install. It took me less than 10 minutes to actually install this thing. Now that's because I know a little bit of the technicality of network. However, still 10 minutes. You know, my old router, the reason I was scared is because it took me an hour. That was like 10 years ago, an hour to do it. Now this only takes me 10 minutes or less. And another thing is I was able to control it with my smart device, like my smartphone, for example. Now it's limited, of course, in terms of this app. However, I was able to see here that I have 6 devices connected to the internet, and I even have access to controlling the guest internet access, so I can actually, be able to configure so how many people can actually access the internet using a guest account. And also, I can also turn off a specific device. Let me show you. Okay, so I can actually turn off the specific device. So basic parental control on your smartphone. So for example, it's all the list of the devices, and all I have to do is just click on that. Let's say that's the device I want, and I can block it manually. So press it, and it will that device will not be able to access the internet. So that's good, but the only thing is limited in the sense that if I want to schedule that specific device to access the internet and certain time it cannot. So how would I be able to do it? Which this is why this is so awesome, because if you have a laptop or a desktop, for example, you go to the link that they provided. It's called Linksys.com, and when you type that website, it will connect you to your router, and then it is able to then control it directly from the router, how you want it to be controlled. For example, if I go to the parental control, and let's say if I want to control my my son's limit in terms of using his internet, I can go never use it, always on, blocking, so block the internet, never, always, or more, the one I love the most is Pacific time. So if I click on the Pacific time here, let me see here, right, and I edit that, I can, for example, schedule the time, the day which he can access the internet. So for example, so from Sunday to Saturday, for example, I can say 12 a.m. to 7 a.m. he cannot use the internet. He should be sleeping by then. And then 9 to 12 also, by that time he should not be using the internet. He should be sleeping by then. Okay, and then of course Friday and Saturday, which he has time off, he is able to use the internet all the way to 12 midnight. So awesome. And then if I just, and I say, I discussed with him that he only allowed to use 2 or 3 hours of internet, I can make a block for each of the day when he can access the internet for each of the device, right? So tailored to each of the device. That's just amazing. This is what I always wanted to do, and my wife would love this. This is like I said, I highly recommend it. Such an easy way to control the internet time with your kids. If they're using it too long, I would recommend this to anyone who's concerned about their kids using the internet too long and not going out to, say, for a run or something like that. First time I ever review a product that I give it 5 out of 5. Now, in addition to be able to control it, right, like the internet access to different devices, another thing I love about this router is that the signal strength is like, I would say like 4 or 5 times better than my old one that I have. I had I can't remember, it was D-Link G, that was like 10 years ago, and I was procrastinating, wanting it to not wanting it to install it because I was afraid that was going to take forever. This took me less than 10 minutes to install. But yeah, so and also the signal was weak in the basement as well as the backyard. But I have no problem with this one. This one is very strong. In fact, the N and the AC wireless access, I was able to go all the way to my second neighbor and still able to access the internet. So that would mean that if I go to the backyard, I can access the internet, and if I'm in the basement or upstairs, no problem. The signal is very strong. So I mean, compared to my old G router, this is like night and day. And because it uses 1300 megabits of data that can stream, man, like literally there is no slowdown. Even we have like 5-6 devices running at the same time. Let's say some of us, 2 of us is watching HD movies and some are serving the internet and all that. We should have no problem with this. Whereas previous, when we had the router G, it was slow when we had like 3 or 4 people access the internet at the same time, especially when they were watching videos and I'm watching the video and somebody's doing something on the internet as well. You could tell that it was slowing down. However, with this, I had no problem with that. I mean, I can be watching a YouTube video, HD quality. My wife would be doing that as well, and my kids may be playing some kind of games, and my daughter may be doing something on the internet. There is no slowdown, right? Of course, all depend on the bandwidth. But again, highly recommended. Linksys, the model is AC1750. Definitely for anyone who are tight budgeted. It's about 100. I can't remember, 120 to 150. It was on sale, and yeah, easy to install, strong signal, very good, even almost I would say perfect way to control internet access for your kids. So if you don't want your kids to use internet too long, this is awesome. It has scheduled timing and for each of the device as well. 5 out of 5. Highly recommended. Thanks for watching EducateTube.com.